and the girl was there. Emmanuel didn't feel remorse for anything. He didn't walk after me. The girl was there, the light was up, was playing music. He was smiling like, I don't care. And I walked out. He didn't have to tell me all this while. He's not ready to be committed in a relationship. He's boarding to see, because anytime he sees me, he will up his phone.
And it was my first time in Dubai, and I make friends wherever I travel. Her call came in. I'm like, okay, why is she calling? And I didn't exactly know what's going on. I was like, hi, it's me. I didn't know. It's someone they're having, I suppose, someone they're having a relationship with to walk into that situation. And so I was like...
So you were sleeping?
Yeah, I was. I woke up to the knock and everything.
Was she also sleeping?
No, she wasn't. Yeah, music was on. So I responded like, okay, can I call sing and hostful for her?
Okay.
And she walked out. And because a lot of things were happening, I was like,
you see this Emmanuel, and sorry and no offense, he's a definition of a mumu man. I mean, are you talking to babies? Are we wearing diapers? Do you take us for a fool? Do you think we're stupid? Like, are we toddlers? Are you even okay in the first place? Bro. And do you know what got me off? LIQUOROSE was saying a part where you did this to me and he was still smiling. And he was still smiling even in the reunion. I'm like, guy, I wanted to slap. Like, what is funny? Are you like hearing what she's saying and you're so proud of the achievement? Or you're like, wow, I did this. Oh, I'm such a king. Because I don't know what was funny to him. She was saying what happened in Dubai and he was smiling. Someone that was still saying that day she came, I believe LIQUOROSE. Like, I don't even have any of that, because he just even proved how stupid he was at the reunion today. Because, anyways, before I get started, my name is Okewumi and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please do ensure to subscribe. That's the only way you can say thank you for this review. Please subscribe, like this video, and please, I want to see other perspectives on this matter. So please, whatever opinions you have about this situation, leave them down below in the comment section respectfully. No insults, no hate. Anyways, let's get straight into today's video.
He didn't call me. And I zipped my mouth. I didn't tell anybody in this room what happened. He doesn't love me. He loves me, but he's not ready to be in a committed relationship. I didn't let him see my car. So he went somewhere and you saw a car that looked like mine. You took a snap of it and posted on your Instagram or your Snapchat. She just carried it thinking we were together. Sending a wrong narrative to them.
Obviously, he was enjoying the shipper's money and the attention and the fame that comes with the ship, and so he would definitely want to still paint out the narrative that you guys were still together. Anyways, today's review is going to be divided into 3 sections. The first part is going to we're going to review and analyze the LIQUOROSE side of the story, and the second part is we're going to review and analyze Emmanuel's side of the story, and then we're going to also analyze and review Beatrice's apologies to LIQUOROSE. Now, according to LIQUOROSE, all this started when they went to Dubai. After Dubai, that was when the problem in their relationship started. And honestly, LIQUOROSE did not want to talk about this, But last episode, Emmanuel, Ebuka asked them, when did they get to this point in their relationship that they said, oh, we're no more together, we're not even talking, to the point where you invited Emmanuel to your birthday and he did not attend. And she was like, we just knew we weren't working. She didn't want to say anything, but Emmanuel, his body was scratching him. He wanted to talk. He wanted to prove a point. He wanted to make her look stupid. And he said, she just noticed that he doesn't even know what happened though. So apparently Emmanuel played dumb at first. He was like, he was telling Ebuka he doesn't know what happened though. She just stopped picking his calls and stopped taking his texts. And then, one day she called him about him having a lunch date with Sasuke. And he told her that, babe, this is not a date. He just went out with Sasuke. So he doesn't even know what happened. And LIQUOROSE said, okay, since you have lost your memory and you don't remember what happened and what led us to where we are, let me remind you, I have a very sharp memory and I know everything from beginning to end. So since you've forgotten, sit while I, refresh your memory. And that's what she did yesterday night at the reunion. I'm so proud of that girl. Anyways, she was like, okay, so Dubai came. They went to Dubai, the housemates, and then she that she was like, she usually sleeps in Ima's room, but that night she doesn't know what happened. She slept in her room, and so she came to check up on Ima, and she was knocking his door for over 15 minutes, and he didn't respond. And she was like, what could be keeping what could make Emmanuel not come to open this door? Like, what's the exact problem? Like, she wanted to leave at first, the first 5 minutes when she was knocking, and she didn't get any response. But she was like, let her just stay there. What is it? Like, what could possibly be the reason why he's not opening the door? And she waited longer. She called him. She had to lie to him that it was an emergency, that please come, I need to talk to you urgently. And he came. It took time to come to open the door. And when he finally opened the door, she saw a girl at the edge of the bed, sitting, I think it was a towel, and a face mask at the edge of the bed. And the bed was rough, and music was playing loud. And the girl was covering her face with face masks. And she walked out immediately. And she didn't say anything. And he didn't think to call, to text, to message her, or to apologize. Nothing. He didn't go after her, nothing. And he was smiling. That's the annoying part. He was smiling. You know, after such a scenario, I walk into you on that type of situation, even if there is nothing, even if you did nothing, the least you could have done is to explain immediately. But all he had to do was smile. And even while she was saying it at the reunion yesterday, he was still smiling. I'm like, are you okay? What is funny? That aside, she said she walked out, and then that was it though. And then few moments later, not that day, not the next week, not 2 weeks ago, he pretended like nothing happened. First of all, as usual, he decided to play dumb, and she didn't talk about it. She didn't say anything. And so all of a sudden, few months after, he comes to her and tells her, LIQUOROSE, I don't think our relationship can work. And then she asked him what happened in that room. He said, there's just a friend, blah, blah, blah. Sheila said, okay. So since that day, you see, now you are coming to tell me this. And of all times, you're not telling me that you really loved me. You love me a lot. But you don't think this relationship can work because you're not ready to be committed. Bro, this is the most painful thing. When you know that you're not ready to be committed, why did you have to lead me on from inside Big Brother house till we got to Dubai and I caught you with a girl? You waited for those times and these moments and these incidents occur to tell me that you love me, but you're not ready to be committed. Did I tell you in the first place that I didn't want commitment? Didn't I tell you what I wanted? And you know you weren't going to be able to give it to me. Why didn't you just call it off? Do you understand? Like, this guy is a con artist. Anyways, she actually gave us more light on what happened. She was like, after that, she was like, wow, okay, no problem. They're no more in a relationship, probably. And that was the first thing he did, though, that got her upset. She was mad. She was like, at least she didn't reply his text, and she didn't pick his call for like a week or two. You know, I mean, girls will show their anger. That's how you know a girl is angry at you. She won't pick your calls or text you back and everything, and you'll be asking. She will not answer you. And that's what she did. But after that, she responded and she started taking his calls. So she now said they had this one African Fest award. No, one award, right? Sasuke says she wants to talk to her about something. And okay, when that thing happened, they decided that they weren't going to speak about whatever happened in Dubai, and they weren't also going to talk about what's going on with their relationship, that they can still be friends and all of that. But Emmanuel said that they should not talk about it to anyone, and none of the housemates knew about it. Nobody, not even our close friends, knew about what went down in Dubai. So apparently, Sasuke calls her after that award and says, babe, Emmanuel, she said, Sasuke said a lot of other things, but what she could pick out and what got her mad was the fact that Sasuke said, Emmanuel and I have been going out, and one time he told me that you guys are no more together. And she's like, this guy told me not to tell anybody that we're no longer together. But he tells Sasuke. She's not upset with the fact that he and Sasuke went out on long date. That's the way he painted it. That LIQUOROSE called him and said that we went on a lunch date. He forgot to mention that. LIQUOROSE was like, the reason what upsets me, my head first swung that I thought we said we weren't going to tell anyone, and you told, or not, like you didn't even tell somebody outside this thing. You told our fellow housemate. We agreed on not telling anybody, and you went to go and tell Sasuke. That was what upset her, and she called Emmanuel immediately. She wasn't like, oh, she didn't even talk to Emmanuel again after that. Like, what's that nonsense? So that was what got her upset in the whole Sasuke issue. She wasn't angry at the fact that he took her on a lunch. She wasn't angry at the fact that he told her what they decided and agreed on to be a secret. So Emmanuel also made mention yesterday, the day before yesterday, that she'll be calling him. I'm saying that she saw this on social media, that she's tired of it. That was this. He said it like LIQUOROSE had one problem, and LIQUOROSE explained how corny Emmanuel is. So we are done. We're not having a relationship. But you know that these Emmarose people, they are shippers. They will give you money, give you everything, and you are passing the wrong narrative to them, like we're still in a relationship. She said she tried as much as possible to stop seeing Emmanuel, because most times when she's around, he will carry his phone and start making snaps and post, making it look like, oh, we're still together, we're still cool. He would see that she didn't tell him early that she had bought her car rather, because she knows that he would look for another car that looks exactly like that her car, take a snap of it and post it. Why are you posting a car similar to your ex-girlfriend? Why? If you don't want that attention, if you're not trying to pass that narrative that you're still together, so that the shippers can continue giving you gifts and money, which now makes it so obvious right now that Emmanuel never for one bit liked this girl, and he wanted the fame, he wanted the money. When he came out of the house and realized how much the shippers were so in love with them and ready to give them anything, the money, everything, he said, Omo, I know if you leave this babe, make I quickly date the babe, at least I go to get small money from the relationship. And he lured her into a relationship, and after a while, after he has used her, in my opinion, he now said he's not ready to be committed. I feel like that's the whole scenario. Emmanuel was enjoying the gifts, enjoying the fame, enjoying everything that came with the ship at the expense of hurting LIQUOROSE. Anyways, let's hear Emmanuel's side of the story. So probably because Emmanuel didn't think that LIQUOROSE was going to bring up the Dubai issue, he didn't think of lies. He didn't plan and cook up that lie well. So he just came to the reunion expecting that she won't talk about it now. She's so lighthearted. She doesn't have the mind to do it. And he didn't really think of a lie, because what he just said this night is the worst lie I've ever heard. Anyways, in Emmanuel's defense, he was like, oh, he travels a lot. We know that he travels a lot, and he has a lot of friends. When he travels, he meets a lot of people. And so when they went to the One African Fest in Dubai, he met one of his old friends, and he's like, how are you? And they caught up on each other, and they all laughed, and you're here in Dubai. And anyone who knows that the housemates, they come in a bus, and if you're not an housemate, you're not allowed to be in the bus. So he got back to the hotel that night alone. And he said at the early hours of the day, the friend came to visit. Wow. He said around that 5 a.m. or so. I'm like, bro. He said when she came, he was like, what are you doing here so early? And she's like, she just decided to stop and... Yes, what's bad with an old friend, with catching up with an old friend? That's the term he used. And I'm like, okay, an old friend. You're catching up with an old friend at 5 a.m. in the morning. Do better, please. So it was like, and they were gisting. And then LIQUOROSE called. He was even sleeping. The first said she came and they were gisting, and he laid back. And then LIQUOROSE, and then he heard a banging at the door. Ebuka said, at that period, were you sleeping? He said, yes, I was sleeping. So you were sleeping? He said, yes, I was sleeping. I was like, who could be banging my door this morning? Making it look like somebody was doing bang, 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 bang. Anyways, so it was like, I woke up and someone was banging my door and da 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 da. And so he was like, who could that be? And then he gets a call, his phone rings, and it's like, who is calling? He's always like, who is? And it's like, who is calling? And he looks at his phone and say, oh, Licorice. And I'm like, why could she be calling? All these rhetorical questions. He said, why could she be calling by this time? And he's like, if he opens the door for her now and she sees him in such a situation, because the girl was sitting there on the bed and just woke up and she might misunderstand. I was like, let me not open the door, because she would misunderstand the whole situation. But then I was like, she called and said it was an emergency and they really needed to talk. So it was like, let him just quickly hear what she had to say. And then he opens the door and then she sees the girl and she walks away. And he was like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. And he didn't want to run after her or walk after her because, there was still tension in the air and she may not believe whatever he says, and there was still tension. So he didn't want to he just wanted her to wanted to give her her own space, and that maybe that's the mistake he made. He should have actually gone after her to explain to her. And then when he told a couple of his friends, they told him that he should allow the tension die first before he now goes to talk about it, that he should just wait for the whole tension to die before he talks about it. And then he also mentioned that Ebuka asked him that, okay, why of all times, why is it after that you now realize that you didn't want to be committed to the relationship? I was like, he didn't like seeing her hurt, and after what happened, he didn't want to hurt her further, so he had to just tell her that. And he's sorry because he chose the wrong time. Like, why he should have told her earlier, and that he's sorry about that. And Licorice, he said, Licorice, if I have offended, please forgive me. And the housemates were like, you need to see their reactions. They're like, Emmanuel, are we stupid? See, it's okay for you to make a mistake and mess up. But when you do that, when you are now running away from owning up to what you've done, that's where there's a big problem. That's why people dragged Emmanuel yesterday. You did this thing. Why are you lying? Own up. That's why the reunion is own up. Yes, I did it. I know I messed up. I'm sorry. And I've moved on. And she has also moved on. And see, I'm telling you, that reunion would have gone better. But the fact that I was lying, and everybody could clearly see that this guy, you are lying. You are lying. Why are you lying? Anyways, Licorice said, in case, she now said, okay, are you done? He said, yes, he's done. Licorice now said, let me tell you guys, Emmanuel was not sleeping. That night he claimed he was sleeping. Because I think he has memory loss, or he doesn't have a retentive memory. I would remind him, like I usually do, that day, that morning, we were chatting. And I said, Emmanuel, they have started sharing food. Should I bring yours for you? Where are you? And he said, oh, that he's still tired or something, that's upstairs. He was responding. They were texting. And she said, that, okay, let me just go and surprise him upstairs in his room. And so, bro, how can you now lie that you were sleeping? Emmanuel, you can do better. He said, she now went to his room. She knocked at the door. And she was like, she wasn't banging. There was a bell. She was ringing the bell. And she rang the bell the first time, second time. He didn't respond. And you're like, someone that was texting now. All of a sudden, I'm in front of his room. He's not responding. Obviously, any normal human being would want to wait that it's not the person I was texting a while ago. Could he have slept off immediately? Something must be going on. Any human being would think that way. And that's why she stayed there. And she called him. The first call, his phone rang. She was hearing it ring. And then the second time, she couldn't hear it ring anymore. And then the third time, she had to tell him it was an emergency, so that he was going to stand up and open the door. So the fact that Emmanuel had... And when Ebuka asked Emmanuel, but you said you were sleeping. He said, I was awake. I just woke up. And I texted her back. God. You would know that it wasn't even a well-fabricated lie. And everybody could see through it that Emmanuel was lying, saying he was asleep. He obviously cheated. Because if you have nothing to hide, if you didn't do anything with that babe, you will open the door with your full chest for her to even enter and say, hi, my name is this, I'm Emmanuel's friend. We met that. But then, you had something, you cheated. And this babe did not even want to give us all these details, but you kept on making, because you kept pretending like you don't remember, or you have forgotten, or your brain is damaged. Bro, I was upset because, like, why are you lying? Why? Like, everybody could point blank see that you're lying, and you're still lying on national TV. Anyways, after the whole thing happened, Beatrice had to make an apology to LIQUOROSE because she had said a lot of things during an interview. When they asked her during an interview, what do you think about LIQUOROSE? She said LIQUOROSE is not smart. And she said that the reason why she said LIQUOROSE wasn't smart is because LIQUOROSE couldn't see through Emmanuel in the house, that he was just playing her and he didn't genuinely like her. In her opinion, she just thought that Emmanuel liked LIQUOROSE's personality, but he wanted LIQUOROSE in another body. So, in other words, he wasn't attracted to her. And that's what I think. He likes LIQUOROSE, like, this girl is my type of person, but she's not my spec in that type of way. But then it just hung around because of the benefit of it. And so Beatrice apologized to LIQUOROSE and they hugged each other. And that was a sweet moment for me at the reunion. And after that, they were about to move on. And Sasuke comes up with the fact that she heard her name multiple times while LIQUOROSE and Emmanuel were having their back and forth. And she just wanted to clear the air because the time her and Emmanuel went on the lunch date, fans came up with the fact that they were dating. And she just wanted to say that they were never dating. They just had a couple of hangouts where Emmanuel told her that LIQUOROSE stopped picking his calls and texts. And that's why she called LIQUOROSE to express to LIQUOROSE that I'm not dating this your Emmanuel. This is what we talked about and everything. And LIQUOROSE made it clear to her that you're not the problem. I never said you were the problem. The problem I had with him and you was the fact that he told you something that we said was supposed to be a secret. So you going out with him is not my problem, because Emmanuel wanted to play the card and you also go out to other housemates. I said you going out to Sasuke is not the problem. You telling Sasuke what we decided to keep a secret is the problem. And she made it clear to Sasuke that, girl, you're not the problem, so rest. And and there's a clip for the next episode, and obviously the next ship was Nini and Saga.
Because of Nini, and I'm thinking the people that are passing this narrative, Saga lost focus, but he won more games than you and made more money on the show than you, lasted longer than you. So with your focus, where did he get you?
Mado. So Nini left us with a rhetorical question. With your focus, where did he get you? Anyways, we all know what's going down on Monday. It's obviously the Nini and Saga's ship, and there's a lot to expect. And if you don't want to miss that out, if you want to hear all the full gist and juicy details that's going to come out of this Nini and Saga's ship, all you have to do is hit the red subscribe button down below, and there's a bell right beside that subscribe button. Turn it on. It's very important, because when I post a new video, if that bell is turned on, you get to see them first. You don't have to search again all over. You just see it pop up on your timeline. So that's all we can take today on the BBNaija review. My name is Okewumi, and have a wonderful day ahead.